Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those who are new, my name is Essa and I'm so glad to have you guys here. Thank you guys for coming back. I don't know what brings you back, but thank you for coming back. I really appreciate all the love and the support that you guys gave me, especially in the latest videos. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching my videos. I will never not be grateful for your support. So today I want to try and be a bit more personal with you guys. I want to dig deep into everything that's been going on, and I want to basically just change my channel to reflect who I am. So I'm trying to show you guys a bit more of everything that I'm doing, be a bit more vulnerable. So that is why I'm putting up this video. So this is one thing that I never in a million years thought I would talk about, and it's basically my job experience. As you can see in the title, here in the UK since I came in. We are about to hit almost, I think we're just 3 days away from 4 months, and I honestly can't believe it's already been 4 months. It's been so much going on and it feels like it's been an eternity, but it's been good things and nothing to complain about. Okay, some things to complain about, but it's been a good experience overall. So as I've said, I want to talk about my job experience here in the UK. So coming to the UK was something that we really wanted to do for a very long time. So I had done so much research. One thing about me is I will research. I always research what I'm doing, what I'm about to do. I won't get into anything without doing a bit of research. And UK was no exception. I was researching every single bit of everything that I needed to know, because I wanted to come here just not blindsided by anything. And work experience was, or work in the UK was no exception. I also did my research on the topic because I knew for me as a dependent for Robin, I was able to work as many hours as I pleased, and I had expectations and I wanted to be able to just know what to do or how to go about it, where to apply for jobs and everything. But as much as you do research, you also don't find out every single thing you need to know. You basically just find out when you're there. And some things that I expected were like, I was expecting to work in an office, and I was expecting to get a job in my first week in the UK. I was just like, these people want me, so I'm just going to land and I'm going to get a tech job and I'm going to be a tech buddy and I'm going to work as a front-end developer or a digital marketer. And it didn't happen. It's not that it's not going to happen. It's going to happen, but it just hasn't happened yet. So, which for me is not a bad thing, because I know everything happens for a reason. I know I'm placed anywhere by God for a reason. And this video is basically just to give anyone encouragement. If anyone ever decides to come to the UK and they feel like they would want to know what working here is like, or if you just feel like you want some kind of information about working in the UK, this is it for you. So coming to the UK, I started job hunting way before coming to the UK, because I already knew some specifications of what we were going to do, where we were going to stay. So I already started before coming. Although I was not doing it as much, I tried to search before coming here. But the bulk of my job search was done while I was here. From I think day 2 of being in the UK, or day 3 of being in the UK, we were already job hunting. So for me personally, this is going to be about me. For me personally, I wasn't able to get a job for quite some time, and quite some time is very how do I say it? It depends on one person, because for me it felt like forever, but for someone else it felt like that was pretty fast. So you remember in my last video I was talking to you guys about how we had gone to the park as a break because I was applying and nothing was coming back, and I was getting so many unfortunately's. And so I think 2 weeks after that video, just before the kids went to school, I think I was able to get called for a job, and I was called for registration. It was pretty much the simplest thing that has ever happened in terms of getting a job. I was called, I was told to go register. I went registered. I was told I was going to be given a start date. I was given a test, which was pretty much the simplest test I've ever done in my life. I think they just wanted to know if you can speak English or if you can do a bit of math or whatever, because the first question, tell me why, the first question was 4 plus 4. Anyway, I think it was just a simple like test that they wanted people to go through just to sieve out, or I don't know, to differentiate people who can speak English or who can't speak English. So I got called like a week later, and I was told to now report to the job, and I was given everything that I need. So the job that I'm talking about is a job that I never ever in my life imagined that I would be able to do. It's not a bad job, don't get me wrong, it's not a bad job, but it's not a job that I ever thought I was going to ever do in my whole life. Like if you had asked Essa 1 year ago, I would be like, no, never. Not even 1 year ago, 6 months ago, I'd be like, why would I do that kind of a job? So I basically work in a warehouse, and it's not as bad as it seems, it's not as bad as it looks, it's not as bad as it sounds. I think because warehouses here are like pretty good, they have good working conditions and everything, so it's not as bad as I actually thought it would be. So basically what I do is pick packing, and when you order an item from any company online and your order comes to you to the door, there's someone who packed that order. So basically that's just what I do. I pick items from like a computer setup, everything. So I pick items, I pack them in a box, I put a label and send it off to wherever it's sent to so that it can get to you guys. So that's basically what I do, pick packing. It's a pretty good job. I went for training for about 2 days where we were taught the ins and the outs and everything on how to do it and how to go about it. And the training was pretty simple. I remember I was just like, oh, it was actually fun. I remember when people were asking me like, how was it? I was like, it was actually fun, because my expectations of it, like I've told you guys, research. I did so much research on warehouse jobs and how they are and what to expect, and the internet just made it seem like it was the worst job you could ever get in your whole life. Like I was so scared. I was so scared going into the job, because I was like, I'm going to work in a warehouse. So I was imagining this gloomy, dark place that is like weird working conditions, that you have to wear weird outfits, and it came out to be completely opposite. Like I remember even when I entered, that was my first thought, like it's bright. It's so bright in here, and it's so clean and so airy, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. So we went for the training for about 2 days where we were taught about the pick packing, and the training was really nice. I got to meet so many people, and those are the people who have till today become my friends. They become people I interact with on a daily, not on a daily, but on a lot of occasions. So when we went for the training, we were given safety boots. So there's a type of boot that you're supposed to put on. I don't know, I'll check if I have the images or the videos of the boots. So we were given a specific type of boot that is steel cap, so they cover the front of the shoe, so if anything falls on you, you don't get hurt. So we were given boots, and then we were given reflectors, which here they call them high-vis or high-vis, depending on who's pronouncing it. And then we were given like badges so that we can badge in and out of the warehouse. And so the shoes, I remember even the first day they told us, these shoes are not comfortable, get yourself other shoes. And I was like, everyone is not getting safety boots, so I'll just work with what I have. Biggest mistake of my life. Those boots were the devil. I worked with them in like maybe 3 weeks. I wore them for like 3 weeks, and that was the worst 3 weeks of my life. Like the warehouse job was not bad. The standing, I have to stand for about 10.5 hours per shift. So basically I work night shift, because now being the dependent for Robin, he has his main things that he has to do during the day, we have the kids that we have to take care of. One of us has to be there for the kids. Like this country, there's no joke about leaving your kids alone. So we have to be there for the kids every time. One of us has to be there. So that means the only time that would be comfortable for me to work a long shift would be night shift, which I was really scared about the first time, because I remember even asking my sister who's a nurse, I was like, how do I survive night shift? Because I'm not nocturnal in any way. Okay, now I am, because my clock has changed. But I used to be the type of person, I'm asleep by 9. Like by 9, I'm already dozing off, slumberland, gone. So I got a few tips from her. She told me to buy compression stockings for my legs, because my legs were also a problem. Like if you guys have been here, you've been able to see that I've talked about my back being a problem for some time. If you remember my vlog for coming to the UK, I went to physiotherapy for my back. So I've had back issues because of motherhood and giving birth. So she had told me to get compression stockings and what was it? A corset. There's a corset that you're supposed to put on, which I've never gotten until today. But I got the compression stockings, which helped me so much in this journey, because when I never used to wear them, my legs would kill me. From my thigh going down, I was literally dying. But once I got the compression stockings, the pain just stopped and everything was back to normal. So my back, I remember even my back, my friend was asking me, like, I got a friend here in the UK who we were in high school together with, and she was asking me like, how is your back going to survive? And I was just like, I don't know. If God has placed me here, He placed me here for a reason. So there's nothing I can really do as of now, because I want the job, I want something to do, and so I just decided I was going to go. So yeah, where was I? So my back has actually gotten better, which is hard to believe, because I'm standing for 10.5 hours, which I thought would really damage my back. But I think because I'm standing in a straight posture, or I don't know how, but God has come through for me and my back is actually much better. It does pain, it is misbehaving sometimes, but for the general, like I never used to be able to stand for 1 hour. So now that I'm standing for 10.5 hours, I feel like it's been amazing. Now for the downsides of this job. The shoes, I was telling you guys how my shoes were killing me. Like this job it's not hard, but it's also draining. Like you're doing the same repetitive task for 10 hours and you get tired. Your mind as a human, you get tired. So I remember there's a time I was coming home. I usually come home at around 7 or 6 something. So I was walking home from like the tram stop, walking to the house, and my shoes were in my feet were in so much pain from the shoes. I was in so much pain I couldn't even walk, and I was just walking, like, you know how, like, I don't know if you know, like, ladies might know the feeling like when you've worn high heels, or yeah, you've worn heels that are uncomfortable the whole night, and that feeling when you get when you're going home and you can't walk, like you're literally mastering all the energy that you have to walk. So I remember I was walking home and tears just started falling, because I was like, what on earth is this? What pain is this that I'm putting myself through? Working all these hours, getting tired, my body's not used to this. I'm sleep deprived, because from some days I have to work the whole night, and then I come home at around 7 and I sleep from 7 to maybe 10:30, because I have to go pick up Zane at 11 from school, because there are some days that I work and Robin is in school the next day, so he can't help me with Zane's pickup. So I sleep for like maybe 3-4 hours, and those, like, when you're sleep deprived and when you're tired and your body's just not working well, you break down. So I remember that day I was just walking and tears were just coming down, and I was like, God, what is this? And I was just walking home, and I remember Robin just opened the door, because he used to open for me the door when I come home. So he just opens the door and I just broke down. I just cried. I cried like a child because I was like, I'm so done. I was so done. I was in so much pain. My back was paining, my legs were paining, my feet were paining. I think it was like week 3 of, because like your body has to get time to adjust. So those were the first 3 weeks where my body was struggling. Like, this is not something it's used to. It's not used to like not sleeping. It's not used to pain this much. It's not used to standing in this position for hours and hours. So my body was in so much pain, and I just started crying, and I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do this job. But because we came here and we were seeking a different life for our family, like I think if you know why you're doing something, it's much easier and you can master through it. For us, we were coming here because we wanted a different life for our kids. We wanted a different life for our family. And so reminding myself that, and him reminding me that as well later on, was like, I think the boost that I needed. But this job has made me break down more than once. Because like, especially in the earlier weeks, these days now I'm a G. Like, I can stand for all those hours. I can do all those tasks, and I sometimes I even come home and I'm not so tired. But those first few weeks, like I would like get downstairs, let's say I've not slept, I've gone to get Zane, or maybe I've just woken up and I can't get back to sleep, and I would just break down thinking that I have another shift again that I have to go and I have to work at, and I'm just like, I can't keep doing this. The first few days I used to be like, the first few weeks I used to just ask God, like, I know there's a reason you brought me here, but I can't. I really just can't. I'm dying. And I think sometimes, like, I'm always the type of person who I power through everything, I think, because I tell myself God has placed me here for a reason. But for some moments I was losing that faith, and I was telling myself like, no, this is too much. And I remember Robin even had to be like, you are there for a reason. You're the one who's always said you're there for a reason, so just find your reason. And yeah, but now I got better safety shoes, and I think I got colleagues, because the first days I wasn't talking to many people. Like, I'm shy, guys. I'm so shy. I wasn't talking to many people, so I was eating alone and I was spending time alone. But now I have so many friends. I've met people from all over the world, and it's so interesting just meeting different people and talking to different accents, hearing different languages. It's really been an amazing experience that I feel like I needed, because sometimes you just, if something goes from one to another and it's just easy, you really don't maybe appreciate what it takes to get there. So I feel like maybe God was teaching me humility, because I knew I was coming here to work in an office and thousands of pounds, which I am earning well, but I knew that it was going to be in an office. And I'm really grateful that I went through this whole process, because one of all, it fixed my back. 2, it just taught me perseverance and endurance and just being strong and going through each and everything that's thrown at you, because I have gone through days where the load is just so much, and it's mentally draining, it's physically draining, and you just come home and you don't want to just talk, you just want to black out. But now I'm in a place where I appreciate the job. Like, I appreciate working there. I appreciate that I've met people there. I appreciate every experience that I've gone through. So yeah, I have worked there for now, I think 11 weeks maybe. I think I worked there for 11 weeks, and it's honestly been a really good experience. I thank God that I've gone through it. Now I'm ready for my office job. Which I'm still applying for jobs. I'm still hoping that I'm going to get what I want in the end of it. And I know, because I know 1 year from now, when I look back at it, and life will be different, and I'll be like, I really appreciate having gone through this. So at least our bills are getting paid. We're getting to live a life that we never thought we could experience. So if anyone is coming to the UK and you know you have your goals in mind, just try and work with whatever comes your way, because sometimes there are lessons that we need to learn, and sometimes we might feel like things are not going how we want, but I think everything is just a lesson. The way that God has meticulously planned every single step of our lives here in the UK has been really just breathtaking, because even that time when I was complaining I can't find a job and I can't find a job and I can't find a job, now that I look back at it, it was a time when I couldn't even have held down that job because I had to be home. The kids are not getting a school, which is an experience that we'll talk about in another video, like the experience of trying to get a school in the UK. But yeah, I hope I've covered everything. I've been interrupted so many times for this video that I can't remember my train of thoughts. If I've repeated something, I'm sorry. If I've skipped out on something, just ask in the comment sections. I always reply to my comments. I always try to reply, and I'll reply, you guys. So I know one thing that you guys are going to ask me definitely is how much I get paid, which you can just do some research and find out how much what are they called, warehouse jobs pay on a general basis. I don't want to say exactly how much I'm earning right now because I'm currently working the job as of now, but when I move to another job, I will definitely come back and tell you guys how much I was earning and everything, and break it down to you weekly, because I do want to be open with you. But because it's in a situation that I'm in right now, I don't want to share like the nitty-gritty. The only thing that I find interesting about the UK is there's some jobs that pay weekly. So like for this warehouse job, I get paid weekly, which is nice, and it's also not nice because you really have to, it teaches you how to budget, because if you go past a certain amount, you're thinking, will I be able to pay the rent at the end of the month? Will I be able to do this kind of thing at the end of the month? Or will I be able to pay this bill? So yeah, I'm also trying to be more active on TikTok, so you can come to my TikTok, you can follow me to the TikTok. It's the same name. I'm going to talk about more things there. I'm going to answer more questions there. So yeah, it's been a long time. I think this is going to be a really long video, but I've enjoyed chatting with you guys. If you ever find yourself having to work a warehouse job, don't dread it. It's not as bad as you think. So I hope you guys come back for more. I hope I see you guys in the next video. I hope we get to interact again. But yeah, thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. Please like, please comment, please subscribe. See you in the next one. Bye.